Hi everybody, I'm Dina Proctor, creator of 3x3 Meditation and author of Madly Chasing Peace. Today's topic that I want to talk about, or question to kind of ponder and answer, is what's more important, thought or emotion? What's more important, what I'm thinking about or how I'm feeling? So there's an analogy that I heard a way long time ago, and I wish I knew who made this up because I think I read it in a book somewhere, and I don't know who originally came up with it, but it's the analogy that our emotional scale, our emotion, the way that we feel on the inside is kind of like a temperature scale. So if we're feeling negative emotion, it's like 32 degrees Fahrenheit, right? So it's kind of the point of freezing, the point of it could snow outside. If we're feeling really good inside, it's kind of 80 degrees and sunny. Right? So this is kind of the way, and I picture it almost like a number line in front of me, right? So the point of neutral, or the point of like, fine, decent weather. It's not heavily bad, but it's not amazing either. It's just kind of, neutral in the middle, that point of neutrality. And then you can go kind of like lightly negative to heavily negative, just like sort of cold temperatures to absolutely freezing unbearable temperatures. And then you can go towards the positive side, mildly positive all the way to the absolute perfect weather in the whole world. So the emotion, where we are on that emotional scale or that kind of temperature gauge, is indicative of where we are thought-wise and what we are creating in our reality-wise, right? So when you're thinking about a certain topic, if you are not feeling great when you think about that topic, that ding, 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 is your indicator that you're not going to be creating in your outer reality what you want to because you're not feeling great about it. So I gave this example in another video that I called Do Negative Thoughts Create Negative Things? And it was about me stealing money and being afraid to go to jail. But in my meditations, I was picturing going to jail, but I was finding that place of peace with whatever the consequence would be, right? So my emotion was really positive, but the thing I was thinking about was not so positive, not so great, thinking about and picturing going to jail. So it ended up being in my reality that nothing negative happened, right? And I really credit that now looking back. I didn't know this at the time, but now looking back, when you're feeling really good and really at peace about something, it almost doesn't matter what, or it's so much less important what the content of your thought is or what you're thinking about. And two, with this whole kind of temperature analogy, if I'm looking to change the weather, if I'm looking to change something in my outer reality, a lot of times I'll think, okay, I got to get the snow shovel and I have to put things in place, and you kind of manipulate my external world in order to make it a little bit better so that I'll feel safe or be able to accomplish what I want to accomplish. But it's almost a hard way to go about it, because if we get to the place inside where we feel 80 degrees and sunny, and we're all the way up here on the scale, it can't possibly snow in our experience when we're in that place. So in my experience, it is so much more of an efficient and fun process to use the emotions instead of the content of the thought to kind of drive it, because there's so much overthinking that we do. We're thinking tens of thousands of thoughts every single day, and trying to catch them and release them and make them feel a little bit better is sometimes just a completely overwhelming thing to do. But if we can catch a thought that we may be thinking that's taking us down a road that doesn't feel good to go on, if we catch that emotion and realize, like, wait a minute, that's the ding, 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 that's the alarm, the alert, the indicator of I am headed down with what I'm thinking about or where I am inside. I'm headed towards something I don't want to head towards, right? So let me withdraw my attention from that and put it back onto something that will make me feel better inside. So if you can feel better inside no matter what you're thinking about or what is going on in your outer reality, that's the true place of freedom, because that's when the world is your oyster, and that's when you start to realize that you don't have to set these goals and work hard and all of that to accomplish stuff. You start to realize that just the powerfulness of the beingness that you have in the world begins to draw these synchronicities and these inspired thoughts and these people that are amazing and able to help you in what you want to create in your world. All that stuff begins to kind of, it's like a happy side effect, right? So when it's 80 degrees out, a happy side effect is the sun, and it can't possibly snow when it's in that place, right? So nothing negative is going to be coming to you in your outer reality when that inner vibration, that inner work, and that inner place of peace is really there regarding whatever topic is kind of there for you. So the very short answer to the question is that emotion, to me, in my experience, is always way, 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 way more important than the content of your thought. So if you make your work about the emotional work and feeling as good as you can and getting yourself to the place where you feel connected to that inner source of power, peace, and wisdom, in my experience, the weather, the outer reality, everything, finances, body, all that stuff really takes care of itself when that inside is in the place you want it to be. So, well, thank you so much for joining me here. As always, I love sharing this stuff. And so if something here doesn't resonate with you, just gently leave it behind. If something does resonate, feel free to keep that with you as you go upon your journey too. So thank you for joining me, and stay tuned to this space because I'll have more again for you soon. Take care.